This is the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. Victoria Thornley up against Janneke van der Meulen from the Netherlands. And I watched van der Meulen yesterday. She got a fantastic start, really got the strokes in, got the boat up to speed fast, and she looks like she's doing that again today. There's relative calm and quiet in a singles race as they go along the island here. Just the roar of the engine from the following launch as the boat gets up to speed. Both scullers now pretty much looking stroke for stroke. They're going to come out the top of the island. You can see those flags on the left demonstrating there's just a bit of breeze coming in over their left shoulder, and they'll just be feeling that breeze now as they come out of the island.
Van der Meulen took several years off. She was in the Dutch quad from 2011 to 2013, had an injury and was doing a lot of mountain biking and road biking, as you do in Holland. I'm not sure where they do mountain biking, but there's lots of road biking.
Certainly lots of road biking. As you say, she's a good athlete. She took that time out, but she's come back to sculling. She was injured for a few years, and as said, her aim tomorrow was to win and to have a hard race, make it very difficult for her opponent. Her opponent is a real experienced contender. Victoria Thornley, she's the current GB single sculler, silver medalist from the Rio Olympics, and really looking to just get better and better with each race and each regatta in the single scull. And this is a good one, isn't it? Side by side in the women's single, coming through here down towards the barrier.
This is fabulous. They handled that slight wash from the launches a few minutes ago very well. The difference in coaching is interesting. Van der Meulen's coach is her father, where Paul Reedy is the coach for Victoria. Paul, of course, was the coach of the British lightweight women's double in London in 2012, which I think was the prettiest boat of the entire regatta. They rode so well in London. Yeah,
they did move really nicely, and I think he's really helped Vicky Thornley with her efficiency. Really, she almost has sort of, she's got great levers, she's a great athlete all round, but just to bring that a little bit of guile, that little bit of ability to scull the boat. I mean, it's a bit of a is art as well as artisan, and I think she's bringing some of that to her.
Well, you need that balance as a sculler. Now, Victoria, although she has Olympic silver medal, she has no Henley medals. So she's really looking to change that this weekend.
Well, it's a choice there, isn't it? That she wants to keep racing this single scull. She wants to keep developing in it. The women's program is building in Great Britain, but she's saying she wants to be in the single. She wants to take this on. She's not going to get the easy win. She's not taking the easy path. Not that there's ever really an easy path, but she's choosing to go for it in this single.
The women's sculling is so deep in the single this year. Last year too. It's really getting deep. There's so many good quads. A lot of them are broken up into single, and you could throw a blanket across the 6 or 7 top women's scullers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Victoria Thornley wants to put herself in that mix. Particularly wants to race the Swiss sculler, Meulen, who won recently at the World Cup, and we'll be seeing also on this Henley stretch.
Now, Janneke, the Dutch girl, she's actually a vegan, and she's written 2 books on organic food. She lives it, breathes it. I interviewed her earlier today, and I've never seen a more enthusiastic person about food.
That's really interesting, because Victoria Thornley is also very interested in food. So perhaps they can have a little comparison afterwards. She has her own little blog, and she is not vegan, I don't think, but it's she's interested in baking and nutrition and just the importance of that for their performance.
Well, Janneke goes around the world. She works for Eco Plaza and goes around Europe giving speeches and clinics on organic foods.
Well, she's a great athlete. She's moving really well here in the boat, and I guess that's the sort of attention to detail that you need now if you're going to be a top athlete in this sport or any sport.
Absolutely, but she's vegan and she's doing it. One book is, I think, Eating to Win.
Sounds like a good title to me. I certainly would have done a lot of eating to win in my rowing career, but I'm sure it wasn't quite as well thought through. I'm more of a man for the large bowl of homemade pasta mess.
This is her 4th Henley Regatta, having raced in the Dutch quad several times. So she's familiar with the race.
Yeah, familiar with the course as Victoria Thornley is here, Leander athlete, although she trains most of her time at Caversham with the Great Britain team, based not far from here, probably about 10 miles further along the River Thames, a nice private lake. But here she's got to contend with the washes and the wakes, and I think she'll be fairly happy to be doing this race at this time of day. before we get too much of a lunchtime rush on, expecting Friday to be a massive day here at Henley Royal Regatta, and she's going through that quiet period just before you get to the enclosures, where the crowd will really start to pick up and enjoy seeing the Great Britain single sculler coming along, looking strong and fairly well in control, I'd say, of this one.
Just keeping an eye on the competition and the booms. If she keeps this pace, only the booms can slow her down. But she has a nice, she's good view, good vision.
Yeah, and that enclosure behind her, that's the competitors' enclosure, or the regatta enclosure. As we get here, we're at the quarter-final stage. So a number of athletes will have been moving out of the boat tent enclosures, changing their lycra for jackets and ties, and we'll be heading up there to have a good time and enjoy a Friday in Henley, and then on into the weekend.
If you compare these films from last year, Victoria is rowing a lot smoother in the boat.
Really, what can you see that's different there, Sean?
The plane of her single is nice. It's not nearly as dipping and rising. Last year, she's applying her power a lot smoother. It's a little easier catch and accelerating through the stroke. And that's so important now, today, because you can see the water is a little bumpier. There's been some waves, some washes. There's wind coming on. And the Henley courses, you get some strange rough water out of nowhere. Because the booms open and close, she's doing a very good job of handling the water.
Yeah, and I can see what you're saying there. There's a real sort of quietness about the way the blades go into the water, the way the hands just come up. And then she uses that long back of her, the long legs and power to just accelerate and move the boat very smoothly. It doesn't look at all jarred or jumpy. And then the boat, as we can see in the water, is not jarring or jumping around.
And that's so important at Henley, where you have 5 straight days of racing. 6-lane racing at the World Championships, the World Cup, you can take a day off, you can recover. You just can't hammer it down the course.
Yeah, and these athletes need to look after themselves, be kind to their bodies. As we said, they need good nutrition, they need good recovery. And Victoria Thornley, as she sees herself coming down towards the line now, conserving energy. I always think there's a politeness as well in not wanting to smash a huge margin that the Henley programme is going to get printed. And as I say, Victoria Thornley winning by perhaps 2 lengths rather than some sort of easily verdict.
I haven't seen any easily verdicts this entire regatta.
That's a good call. I haven't seen that either. But a confirmation there of that win for Victoria Thornley.